Hello, my name is Mr. Phil. I'm the founder of Connect Me, and today I have with me a very good friend of mine, Zari. I did promise I'm gonna present some of my friends.
Yes.
Zari,
Welcome.
like I've always said, we're not gonna edit this, we're not gonna try and script this. What we're gonna do is basically just speak from the heart, and if there's any mistake, we just roll with the flow, and you roll with us.
Yes.
Anyway, one of the things that we're talking about this morning earlier on is how we met. We met about 3 4 years ago now, and it was at a men's conference. It was at the religious men's conference.
Well, you said that.
It's loaded.
We've moved on since then.
It was a Christian men's conference we met, and one thing that struck me about Zari then was how impeccable he spoke. His English is far better impeccable than mine, and I always picture him drinking tea with the Queen with his pinky up.
But that's me. That's me.
No. Kinda. Anyway,
Yeah.
and we met, and I remember telling him that I was writing my book then,
Oh yes.
and he became the editor of my book, and it was a risk that I took, and maybe in future podcasts, video casts, I could go into why I did that because it was really risking. I've never met him from Adam, and here I was giving him the manuscripts to my book.
All of it. I could have plagiarized the whole thing.
Now I am a Nigerian, and it turned out I couldn't even tell he was Nigerian. And one of the things that happened was, he not only Nigerian, I got to find out something later on that floored me about him. Maybe that I'll share that with you some other
Yes.
time.
Spoiler alert.
So, like I said, this video cast, I'm gonna be bringing, personalities within the Connect Me network. Zari is here today. Maybe next time might be Patrick.
Patrick is just
It
a
could be
chance.
Akin George.
Yeah.
And it could just be me and Zari. We're not
Just
really
get
gonna.
him.
And sometimes it could be just me, and sometimes it could be just Zari.
Yeah.
And a little bit of history about where we've come from. We've done voice voice recordings before that we
Yes, yeah.
sent
For radio
for radio
stations, yeah.
stations, and we've done myself and Zari have done that, and on WhatsApp we do voice recordings from you, do 5 points from Zari.
Yeah.
So you might get that going on, but the aim of all these things is really to share tools and things that we found very useful to us, things that are information that have changed our life, and it continue to change our lives. And the aim of that is that to be a blessing to someone out there. That blessing that person that we're blessing might not necessarily ever meet us, and we don't mind about that because there's certain things that we will share with you going on that will make it clear. Like I said on the last video, intelligent self-interest is part of it. Value exchange is part of it.
Ooh.
Some amazing stuff. So
Awesome stuff.
I'm gonna let Zari loose a bit, because I've set a bit of background, and just probably start with how we met and etc. And we take it from there.
Well, it's not as well as that. Anyway, we met, as he said, a religious organizer. I was part of the organizers of a men's conference, and I think there were about, I don't know how many men was that?
How many members?
How many men? Quite a
About
100?
maybe 150, something like that.
150. Trying to arrange.
And I was the worship leader, wasn't I?
Oh yes, you
I
were.
was the worship
Yes, you were.
leader.
I didn't know anything about him at the time. I was quite new to that particular part of the organization. So we're trying to move men from one workshop to the other, and he came up to me. Now, my background with Nigerians is not very good because they don't. Well, they didn't at the time prove to me they were worthy to be worked with. I had my father Nigerian, but I was very wary of Nigerians. I'd been slapped up and used a lot of times. So now when this black 6 foot comes to you with a smile I'm saying to myself, what does he want to come? What does he want to get from me? I became very tense. But his smile disarmed me. That is one thing that Mr. Phil did. And we spoke about smiling. He learned part of his journey was about the power of a smile. And that disarmed me. And I think it looks like we've known ourselves for a lot longer than 3 years.
And interesting
You know?
you said that because, yes, I learnt about smiling from, I think it was How to Influence and Influence
Yeah,
People.
Dale
But I
Carnegie.
think, looking back now, it was probably natural already. It was probably innate there.
Yeah, it was natural, but it was unnatural to me.
Yeah, of course.
And to me, to have a black guy smiling at you is like there's a hidden agenda. So I had to back up with myself. I didn't back up physically. I was back up, all right, what is he coming at? Then I heard his voice, and he was saying about projects and stuff like that. And we kind of made it like a mentor, all right, you will call me at a certain time, a certain day. And that was like a test for me. And he showed up at my door because my house is, I'm in my front room like a through lounge, and my window I can see my drive. And this fellow drove right into my drive about, I think it was 8 o'clock, was it?
Yeah, I said I was going to get to you.
No, not going to call me.
Yeah, I was
Call
first
me.
going to call you first.
To call me about 7 it was. I'm
Yeah.
going 6:55, and the phone rang 6:59. And I go, okay. And we've had this long conversation where we really shared much of ourselves. And then it just went on from there, really, where I was disarmed quite quickly because I could discern that this guy was really, really the full shilling. Because, it was one of those powerful things where would you blow? No, because when a person shows up at the time or they call at the time they said they would call, or if he was going to be late, later on, he was going to be late, he would text or call them in traffic or whatever. They say, at least you knew where you were, what you're supposed to do. Those kind of things, it's like, it was a respect he had for my time and for himself. And that was like, wow. Because you know how we are in the Nigerian diaspora. Even down here, folk just show up when they feel like showing up, and. But that's the long and short about how we met and stuff like that.
Well, now the interesting thing is that I think it's important that I quickly say here that that this video cast is not just for Nigeria.
I know, but we are.
No, obviously,
Yeah.
you know that.
Yeah.
But we need to make that clear.
Very clear. Because the thing is, it's not the case of every Nigerian you see, oh, they're going to be late. No. When you meet people like us, you know the difference. So?
This video cast is going to people in the US. We've got friends in the States, we've got friends in Nigeria, we've got friends in the UK, we've got friends in
Saudi Arabia soon,
Saudi
actually.
Arabia and Europe, So I'm a black man, he's a black man as well. If I was a white man, then you'll be whatever.
Well,
it doesn't really matter.
There's a bit of white in there.
The thing is this: the principles that we're going to be sharing are human principles, and they're universal.
Yes,
they will work for anyone in South America. If you're black, white, Chinese, Hawaiian,
wherever
they're principles.
you are.
And as a matter of fact, I got them from some white brothers. I call them brothers, and I'll just tell you the reason why I call them brothers very quickly is because we're one in the human family.
Yes,
that is where we're coming from.
It's a human
as
race.
a matter, it's a human race. I believe half your family is white. Exactly.
So I got both of them running me. So there you go. So I'm confused.
So these things like racism and things like that, we might share in future video casts. But where we are, I'm very settled. We're very settled when it comes to our understanding of the entire human family. We know where we're seated on the table. We have black folk on the table. We've got brown folk on the table. But there's absolutely no difference in the human family, and things like cultural things that different. Those are colorings that make us more interesting. That
Absolutely.
That's even the value in life.
Yeah.
So that's where we're coming from, and just going back to what you were saying about me showing up on time. So I've been in a situation where people have asked me how can people trust me? It's simple. Do what you say you're gonna do. Do it at the time you say you're gonna do it. Let your walk match your talk.
In fact, I can better that. I think it's about doing what you believe. Because when you do what you believe, then they'll believe what you do.
Okay.
So usually we tell people about ourselves and we do this, and then we're not up to. So when we do what we believe, it's an actual door to like, oh, why do you do what you do? Because I believe. And once something is really entrenched inside of you, you do it. So apart from being it 1st, you do it without even thinking.
And
you do it.
And there's a price to pay for that.
Oh yes.
There's a journey that has to be walked, you know, because I became who I am today not because I was forced to, but because there got to a point in my life where I decided to pay the price to be the guy where people will say, if that guy says he's gonna do it, then consider it done.
Yeah.
And there have been times where I wanted to do it, but things came in the way to try and stop me. But I had to fight those things.
Yeah.
You know, I had to, I had to come up with strategies that I would not let the person that I've promised X, Y, and Z down, regardless of what. And I really believe that probably one day, sorry, I'm going to be a bit morbid here. I'm sorry, but, I believe that maybe one day, some people will be like, where's Mr. Phil?
That's because you're not here anymore.
And they're like,
that's the only thing.
He didn't show up.
Yeah.
And they'll find out, oh, Mr. Phil has gone to the next transition.
He has transitioned out of the world.
This reality, that's why I'm talking about morbid.
That to me is a wonderful thing, because the thing is, it's not a case of like he's stuck in traffic or got something better else to do, because he can't physically make it. Now that is like, okay, but what if we're breathing and we've spoken certain things that we're going to do, we do it.
We do it.
Not
Simple.
because of us per se, because it's down pat in us. We are actually refreshing in people that when people say certain things, they actually do it. And I think a lot of people right now, in the world we live in right now, a lot of people are just talking soundbite going out. People are lying to each other. It's very nice and refreshing to have someone say something and they back it up.
And one of the things we've done, myself and Zari, we've had the privilege of going to Nigeria, and we told people in Nigeria we were coming. And we have the privilege of actually going.
Yeah.
And meeting people, and we had the privilege of seeing people's lives change.
Yeah.
And that is what Connect Me is about. Connect Me is about people that are not the chosen few, but the few that choose.
Because it's about the will.
It's about the will.
Power of the will of a person.
The few that choose to pay the price of upping their game, if you will, if you like.
Upping their game, yeah.
Upping their game and being of value to somebody else or to a group of people, And we'll definitely do part 2 because of this introduction while Zari is here. The reason is we want to keep this to maximum 15 minutes. So
we don't want to bore you.
Well, apart from that, and but one of the things we'll talk about is how Connect Me has been a value to myself and to value and to Zari, and how in this family of Connect Me that value exchange goes on even beyond these shores of the UK,
even outside
touching
of Connect
people.
Me, how it's affecting other people. Because
Thank you.
The wave is a tidal wave, and you may not see a tidal wave from its origins out in the sea, but you're going to feel it when it comes to land.
Excellent.
Right, the other comes down and gets to your, you kind of rush into small things, or it takes your house away. So the thing is, the magnitude of the effect of what we're living here and what we're teaching. But I like the idea of teaching that when people catch things, it becomes more personal. So when it becomes personal, it becomes powerful. And that's one of those things that Connect Me is all about, to impact the flow of people's lives. Because people's lives are going in many different ways, but we're impacting it. I think our time
positively,
is
yeah, positively. So our time is up right here, and we're gonna see you in part 2, basically.
Yeah.